may or may not be ending the case soon as we go into the 23-year-old truth, because Rayfa needs to do a divination seance. That's right. My father's full name is Jove Justice. Alright. She's got the confidence in herself again.
Oh, Holy Mother.
Now, your benevolence, please commence the divination seance when you are ready.
O Holy Mother, we hold this, let the eye, O down, so that we may receive.
Alright, let's see what the seance got for us. It's a matchbox or something? The baby fell?
He was holding that baby.
Yeah, and then somebody attacked him. The spirit of the victim has granted us a window into his final moments. It would appear the divination seance was a success. It's gotta be weird seeing how your dad died. So those were my father's final moments. That baby we saw must have been you, Apollo. I will now decipher the experience of the deceased. Are you ready, Hornhead? She's still calling us Hornhead! Very well, here are my interpretations of the facts as gleaned from the seance vision. Someone attempted to assassinate Queen Amara by setting her residence ablaze. Hornhead's father happened to stop by and was knocked out by the assassin. Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter found at the scene of the crime. That is how he was determined to be the assassin. Hornhead's father tried to save his son, but sadly he perished in an attempt. That is everything the deceased experienced in his final moments. My father's final memories. They're right here for everyone to see, but can any of them unlock the truth behind what happened 23 years ago? Let's see. So, let me see the stuff about Amar's assassination.
How could Dirk see anything from the home if he saw his left hand through the
Was it gloved hand?
Yeah. If you go back to it plain,
Okay, let me see.
so you're gonna see something like silver over here, like a pan. See that silver thing?
Yeah.
And see that gloved hand?
Oh!
And it's not his because it was brown, and that is white. So it can't be Dirk's fingerprint.
And that is Amara?
So why were there other dishes on the floor? Oh yeah, maybe somebody gave her a sleeping pill.
Yes. So let's go back to this. He was struck in the head by the culprit. The victim's passport and any pictures of him were burned up in the fire. sense. So in that case, maybe it's this then.
Objection!
Dirk's fingerprints were discovered on the lighter that was found at the crime scene. However, the hand holding the lighter in the seance vision appears to be gloved. I believe you are right. What could this mean? It calls into question whether the hand in the vision really was Dirk's. If only we could make out the details a little better. Very well, I will attempt to focus a bit more on what the deceased saw. Perhaps that will help refine the seance vision. It does seem there was a glove on that hand. Still, what significance could that have? Hold up a minute. Yeah, because it looks like it's a similar pattern. Yeah, I would say that was Inga. It means that Dirk's fingerprints got on the lighter at some other time. Somebody could have even put them there after the fire. All you have is pure speculation, while the fact remains that they are his fingerprints. Therefore, it stands to reason that Dirk was the one who used the lighter. It just means I have to prove that the figure in the vision is someone else, using the information in my father's final memories. Either way, it seems that I must revise my insights. Hornhead's father. Time to go over them and see if there are any new inconsistencies to be found.
Hey, he's obviously being perished in fire because he was hurt first, not because of the fire.
Well, right, yeah, he was hit on the head. That's even what the file says. The file says he was struck in the head by the culprit. Let's see. Well, I think since we see his sleeve, maybe we can.
I think that's Inga, right?
Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm thinking it might be the site. Wait, then that means that the real culprit is... The figure in this vision is clearly not Dirk. The distinctive band around their wrist gives their true identity away. Ah! That design, it can't be. This will prove just whose hand was captured. And we're doing this.
Take that!
Oh, Daddy knows.
That photo, so you do believe the culprit to be... Justice Minister Inga had cuffs with the exact same pattern on them. You're referring to the cuffs of justice, correct? Yes, I hear they're a traditional part of a Koreanese justice minister's attire.
However, her mother would have been justice.
That's right, but what does that tell us? It tells us that the figure in the vision is none other than Karain's late Minister of Justice, Inga Karkul Karain. No. Not my father. So he plotted the assassination of the former queen as well as the current one? Just as Minister Inga, so that Dirk's innocent of both charges, that fine dragons, they've been right all along. Nayuda?
He knows it's her.
What you've proposed is not possible, Apollo. For back then, Inga Karkul Karain was not the Minister of Justice. What? The Justice Minister 23 years ago was... Yep. You, Queen Karan. What? Oh, right, she served as the Minister of Justice before succeeding the throne. I guess she also prosecuted the assassination attempt 23 years ago as well. So then, the figure in this vision is actually... Your Eminence, it's you, isn't it? This is madness. Why would Her Eminence do such a thing? Because she would ascend to the throne. She wanted to usurp the throne from her sister Amara. That's why she tried to assassinate her. I find this all very hard to swallow. Your Eminence, are you the one responsible for tearing my family apart? It was you who killed my father. Well, Your Eminence, I'm asking you a question.
Insolence!
Peasants, always carrying on about things of no import. You did not deny it then. You concealed the truth and used me for your own designs. Oh, Nayuda, spare me your feeble-minded line of questioning. Even if Dirk were cleared of all truth, you do wish for her to be queen someday, do you not? Remember, the child lives only by my good graces. Now kneel before me and fulfill your end of the bargain by offering me your head. Your Eminence, I am done heeding your commands. Even as you used my sister against me, I still believed you. I believed that protecting your secrets was in the best interest of this kingdom. But you have been deceiving me all the while. Nayuda. Nayuda, you dare defy me? Your Eminence, I can turn the other cheek no more. Therefore, I hereby retract my confession in the murder of Justice Minister Inga. Retract, you say? Dirk, the final piece of evidence you left behind has released Nayuda from his suffering, and now he's finally free.
His tattoo.
And all this time, not once did I reflect on my own conduct, for I had believed all was fate. Lost in my own sense of resignation, I was unable to wake from my despair. But you, Apollo, you have awakened me from your demonstration of our Father's creed.
A dragon never yields.
Bro, you're gonna get shot too at this rate. I will carry on Dirk's legacy and fulfill his dream. Hear me, Garan, I will cast you down from your bloody throne. Long live the revolution. Insolent fool. Now even you prattle on about revolution. Would you look at that? Well, Apollo, it seems we're finally making some headway down the road that Dirk carved out for us. Yeah, now if we could just prove Duran's guilt, we could continue on down that road, towards the revolution Dirk dreamed of. Your Eminence, you have been accused of the crime committed 23 years ago. Would you like to say anything in your defense? Not so fast, Your Majesty, for the cuffs could have been stolen and used without my knowledge. So you see, they can hardly be considered proof of anything.
Yeah, he's right.
Why, I believe you're right.
How'd you do it?
No, she didn't have to call the police because she's the queen now.
She
But
was the magistrate or whatever.
we know she's guilty. Well, lawyer, is there any other evidence you would have me refute? Unfortunately, this photo was the last piece of evidence Dirk left for me. So as far as evidence goes, I've got nothing else regarding that case from the past. However, now that Prosecutor Sadmati has retracted his confession, we'll have to redeliberate the current case from scratch. Yes, the defense speaks the truth. Even though it is clear who the guilty party is. Queen Garan, the defense accuses you of the murder of Justice Minister Inga Karkul Karang. But do you have any evidence, defense? Ah, now we know who Eenie Meenie's his cousin is. Evidence that will prove Garan was the killer. There is still one more avenue for us to explore, Mr. Justice. There is? Minister Inga's final memories. In them, the minister-killer posed as Dirk. Therefore, one must ask, how did the killer dispose of their disguise? Hey, you're right. A lot of blood would have splattered onto the killer, so the blood-soaked clothes would have to have been dealt with somehow. If they're still around somewhere, then... I was wondering what absurd idea you would concoct next. Clothing can be disposed of most anywhere. I doubt you can find them now. Then you don't know us very well. Your benevolence. Yes? On the day of your father's murder, you had been watching the courtyard from 2 p.m. Now, during that time, you saw Queen Garan, did you not? Yes, I did. I saw my mother entering the palace from the courtyard. But I was told not to mention it because it had nothing to do with my father's murder. Rafa, you would not dare. When the queen headed into the palace, did she have Dirk's clothes in her possession? No, she did not. So maybe she disposed of them somewhere in the courtyard. The police did a thorough sweep of the area following the crime, but they did not find anything resembling Dirk's clothes. Because you knew that already, didn't you, prosecutor? Yes, I admit no clothing was found. Yes, so you admit that you were merely speculating, chasing phantoms and illusions of evidence that never existed. This makes no sense. Clothing doesn't just disappear like that. If Garan wasn't carrying any clothes, she must have gotten rid of them somewhere. Somewhere where she thought they'd never be found. Really? Is there sarcophagus again? I believe Dirk's clothes were hidden here.
Take that!
Too, you believe the clothing was hidden there? Yes, it's the only place it can be. Very well. Where I feel like each time I gotta point something out on this 2 map, it's the sarcophagus.
Take that!
Of course, that makes perfect sense. The clothes weren't simply hidden, they were returned to where they belonged. By that you mean, the killer would have to get Dirk's clothes from somewhere, and we already know Dirk was dead under there. Luckily, they were right there. Yes, of course. At the time of the minister's murder, Dirk's body was already in the sarcophagus, so the killer could have simply borrowed his clothes. Pretty much. Right before the minister entered the tomb, the killer put on Dirk's clothes, and then hid behind the curtain above the sarcophagus. And after the minister was killed, Dirk's clothes were returned to his body. So what? This is still all speculation. We know not whether those clothes were actually used in the murder. Therefore, you cannot prove that they are somehow connected to this case. That's where you're wrong, but I believe you already knew that. These clothes were definitely used during the minister's murder because of this. Was it the blood? So I would assume.
If the blood on the side.
Here?
That's not true.
Take that!
The bloodstains on Dirk's chest are no doubt the result of being shot by the minister. However, that doesn't explain everything. There is also some blood spatter extending from his left elbow to his abdominal area. I believe this blood spatter came from Inga again?
Yeah, because he killed Inga. Wait. Inga killed him and... He's not Inga.
She stabbed Inga.
Yeah, but she's wearing the glove.
Right, okay. So basically, they're both from Inga, kind of. Well, Inga caused one, and then was the cause of the other. I guess that's where I was getting tripped up. If the killer wore those clothes during the murder, then the blood spatter must have come from Minister Inga. I had thought it was all Dirk's, but that makes sense. Only one way to be sure, though. Let's get those stains analyzed right away. Indeed, this may be the conclusive evidence we need to prove the Queen's guilt. You cannot prove it was I who hid those clothes. They could very well have been hidden by a third party. But could they really? I'd say the possibility of someone other than Garand hiding the clothes does not exist. No, it's just not possible. Your Eminence, I recall you saying the following. Ah. That was your own testimony, word for word. Why, you insolent. Look at how her left eye twitches, man. This just freaks me out. Ah. It's what hate does to you, you know? Admit it, only you could have hidden Dirk's clothes after they were used in the murder, and that means you were the one who killed Justice Minister Inga. Insignificant worm. You dare accuse me, the ruler of crime? Do not think for one moment that such impudence would be tolerant. Dang, you're interrupting the Queen now. I'm afraid such arguments are invalid here in this sacred hall, Your Eminence, because even monarchs aren't above the law. She's gonna rewrite the law again! It's the end of the line for you, Queen Garan. Time to come down from that lofty throne and face justice. Is she gonna have her meltdown?
So she has no biological children herself. She was raising Rafa, who's her niece.
That can't be it.
So that cannot be.
Yeah, there's more to this case. Heh heh heh. Me face justice? Surely you jest. You are in no position to force my hand, lawyer. Oh? Surely you haven't forgotten about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, should I be convicted of murdering then Nayuta would die. Your dear brother who delivered false testimony in my defense shall also be found guilty.
He was being forced by her. But what?
The what? What? Oh no, Apollo is the descendant of Kyle's mom! That can't be, can it? By delivering false testimony in the course of protecting a guilty party, he would certainly be judged by this court as having supported the criminal, and the Defense Culpability Act would most definitely come into play. But that law is so broad that anyone could be convicted under it. When it comes to the DC Act, even I am conflicted, and yet as it currently stands, it is the law of the land.
But your land is corrupt by Sina.
And as you said earlier, no one is above the law. Of all the absurd things I've seen, this law really takes the cake. Now what? What can we even do at this point? Hey, you need not look so forlorn. Dirk has been cleared of all charges. So let us leave all thoughts of the real killer and revolution in the past where it belongs. If you want so to just let her off scot-free. And yet I don't see any other choice. He's ready to die. We cannot yield to her here, Apollo. If it will move the revolution forward, I will gladly face the DC Act. Now do it. Accuse Queen Garan of the crime she has committed. But
Such insolence!
what you speak of is not revolution. Our kingdom will not function without its sovereign. And Rafa cannot ascend to the throne, for she is as yet incapable of channeling spirits.
Can you channel spirits?
Thus to accuse me is to wish destruction upon our fair kingdom, you terrorist. Terrorist? If you would still insist on accusing me, then as ruling sovereign of Khura'in, I proclaim the following. Yeah, I was waiting for her to do that. All who imperil the crown, no matter the reason, shall be subject to immediate execution upon the Queen's orders. What? Immediate execution? Of this kingdom's future, and in accordance with the laws of Khura'in, I command that you be put to death at once. What the? Ha ha! Isn't this going a bit too far? Why is the Grand World Guard? They were on standby in case of an attack by foolishly optimistic terrorists. Now, if you would continue to oppose me, the very embodiment of the law, then under my regal authority you shall all be put to death.
Objection!
Oh, come on! This is insane, even for you. I don't know why, but oh, come on! You can't possibly get away with something like this. This is a court of law. You can't just order our execution without due process. Now look, Apollo, truth and due process are certainly important. But so is your life, so think before you speak again. But... where's Stats Arbol? Please, Apollo, do not make this any worse than it already is. I cannot lose you to the Twilight Realm, too. Alright, what am I supposed to do? How do I win against an opponent that can rewrite the law as she sees fit? How can I ever bring her to justice? Is this really how it all ends? Hey. It is your life or your accusation, lawyer. You cannot hope for both. It is time to cease this insanity. What do I do? Should I accuse Queen Garan?
Let's see what Henry says to give up. I think he's going to talk to him.
Yeah, I think he will too. So, let's save, but yeah, I think he would talk himself out of it if it was a give up. So, I'm curious as well. Did I just give up? No, I can't do that, not now. Yep. That only leaves me with one choice. I know what I have to do. Mr. Wright, you know that saying you're constantly reminding me and Athena of? The worst of times are when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles? You never fail to surprise me, Apollo. And Nayuta, you know that creed we've known ever since we were kids? A dragon never yields? Apollo? They are not merely words, they are what's carried us this far. So now it's time to honor these words in the memories of the ones who gave them to us. I couldn't agree with you more, Apollo. Those words are more important to me than you know. And if there's any time to remember them, it's now. It would seem, Apollo, that not one but two auspicious creatures dwell deep within you. A fierce dragon and a virtuous phoenix that shall scatter the clouds, hiding the heavens. I shall join you in your death-defying bluff. What? Death-defying bluff? I think I finally understand what those words really mean and the resolve they embody. Are you smiling even in the face of certain doom? Is there no end to your defiance? Unfortunately for you, no. I won't let fear or even the law force me to abandon the pursuit of truth. Because there is another saying in my country, the truth will set you free. Indeed, that is precisely what Dirk sought to do through this trial. He wished for us to break free of a certain despicable spiders immobilizing silk threads. We won't be intimidated by unjust laws or given to fear. Abandoning the truth like that is just not a part of my playbook. There is only one path before us, revolution. The time to make Dirk's dream a reality is upon us. Your Eminence, if you are the law here in Khura'in, then your very existence is wrong. Does your desperate bleeding know no end? I know it's a bit late to ask, but what's the plan? Well, if Garan is going to execute us on the spot under the Defense Culpability Act, and the law itself derives its power from the authority of the Crown, then there's only one thing to do. We dethrone her right here, right now. Alright, but how? It's not like we have a lot of time to come up with a way to do it either. I doubt she'll allow you to perform another cross-examination while we think. Don't worry, I'll come up with something. We'll be fine. We can't give up, not now. We have to keep on fighting to the end. We can't allow these broken trials to go on. It's time to make things right. If I accuse Garan, Nayuta will be subject to the Defense Culpability Act, which means he will be put to death in accordance with the law. So the only way out of this is to dethrone Garan right now. Would this be the key to dethrone Maya's channeling ability?
Well, who's she gonna do?
Well, maybe Rafa is. Because Rafa we think she can channel, but Garan can't.
And she's also next in line of control, and she's not gonna agree to this.
Yeah. Maybe Garan's motherly love would... Wait, what am I thinking? Besides, this is Garan we're talking about. I seriously doubt she'd be rattled by something like that. Yeah, so I think it's the channeling. Well, this is the Founder's Orb, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we were both wrong.
It's the founder.
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't used it yet. Dirk was convinced that the orb is the key to the revolution in Karine's future. In light of Garan's obsession with the orb, it makes a large amount of sense. She probably doesn't want anyone using it to gain spiritual powers and rights to the throne. Inga definitely tried to do just that, but that's where it starts to fall apart. Inga couldn't have channeled the Founder, even after abducting Miss Faye. After all, only the Queen can channel spirits. She didn't know the Founder's name. The Founder never
I
existed.
didn't know her name. Well, I think we betrayed her.
That's right. The name of the Founder is only known to those who become Queen. That means the only people who currently know her name are Garan and Amara. So even if someone else had the orb, they wouldn't be able to channel the Founder. So that begs the question, why is Garan so fixated on the orb? Because she can't channel either. Let's not overthink this. Garan is obsessed because she can't channel spirits. Could it be? It's hard to believe, but... If she wants spiritual power, does that mean Garan can't channel spirits? That would explain why she had Amara perform the rite of channeling. Is that why she let Amara live? To stand in for her when the time came to channel spirits? So if Garan can't channel spirits, she'd have no claim to the throne, she would be exiled, it would look bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I think it would look bad. Garan's Defense Culpability Act was established under the Crown's authority, but if she has no claim to the throne, then the DC Act would become null and void. No, not just the DC Act. All of the insane laws she's enacted would be swept away in one fell swoop. You claim the authority of the Crown? You of all people? That's a good one. Have you truly lost it, lawyer? Indeed, I would have the defense explain himself at once. It's easy, Your Majesty. Why is Queen Garan so obsessed with the Founder's Orb? Why did she let Queen Amara live? And why was she having her mercifulness perform the rite of channeling in her place? The answers to these three questions point to a single conclusion. A fact that will shake this kingdom to its very core. I still do not follow, Apollo. Your Eminence, I have just one question for you, and please be honest. You can't actually channel spirits, can you? What? You believe the Queen is not capable of communing with the dead? The defense will explain himself at once. In Karine, the ability to channel spirits is an absolute requirement for a would-be Queen. But Your Eminence, if you were incapable of doing that, then you'd have no claim to the throne. Not only that, but every law you've passed would be rendered null and void. And you, the Garan Royal Guard, you seem to be rather enamored with the Queen's supposed spiritual power. But what if she had none? What if she were just an ordinary person and pretended the throne? That's crazy talk. Impossible. Everyone knows only spirit mediums can commune and all that stuff. Let's see. Such blasphemy, on what grounds do you make such a defamatory claim? Queen Garan, if you think I'm out here to defame you, then prove it. Prove it using this piece of evidence you want so badly.
Take that!
All the conditions for summoning the Founder should be in place. With the orb, we know what the Founder looks like. And as Queen, you should know the Founder's name. Now, if you would, Your Eminence, please show us the great spiritual power you bear as Grand Priestess of Khura'in. We will witness Her Eminence's great power with our own eyes. The Holy Mother will appear before us. O great miracle of miracles! Praise be, Your Eminence! May your mighty spiritual power show us the way. Enough! Enough, I say, you mindless cretins! Your Eminence, can it be that you cannot? No, I want a lawyer. Someone wanted one. What? But you want a lawyer! Aren't you forgetting something? There aren't any lawyers left in Khura'in. You can thank your Defense Culpability Act for that. Your Eminence, please give us a glimpse of your magnificent spiritual power. Summon Her Holiness so we may guide us. She may guide us. I've heard enough from you. Out of my sight, all of you. If you are truly capable of channeling spirits, then get on with it already, Your Eminence. You sneaky, underhanded, wretch of a lawyer. That reminds me. You said something to this effect earlier. It is time to cease this insanity. Don't you feel stupid for saying that now? Indeed, of all the things she has said, I can think of nothing more ludicrous. Apollo, teach this deceitful, putrid queen a lesson she won't soon forget. Gladly, because it really is time to cease this insanity. Garan, your reign of terror ends here. Very well, demonstrating my facility as a spirit medium is simple enough. Behold the magnificent power to commune with the dead. Oh, Your Eminence! O great spirit of the Founder who dwells in the Twilight Realm, heed the secret covenant of the orb, and appear here before us. Here it comes. Boy, she's really going to try to bluff this one, is she? What's wrong? Are you not feeling well? O Spirit of the Founder, grace us with your... The time is now, I beseech you, appear before us. Heed my call. Founder, please. No, wait. I was just warming up. The rite actually starts from now. Look. Holy Mother. Prosecutor Sadmati, how is Her Eminence? It seems she now believes that she herself is the Holy... But her attempt at spirit channeling failed, did it not? Sadly, she seems unable to accept the facts. I fear it will be quite a challenge to question her later. And what, if I may ask, was her motive? I understand that she killed Minister Inga in order to prevent his coup d'etat, but what of her attempt to assassinate Queen Amara 23 years ago? To become queen herself, maybe she was just craved power and attention. She likely developed a psychological complex from her inability to channel spirits. That is why she kept Queen Amara alive to perform the rite of channeling for her. In that way, it would seem as if she had great spiritual power. In short, she built a cult of personality upon fear and lies. Then again, do not all tyrants? Oh, jeez. Yeah, that looked too close to home. So then, she never really intended to kill Amara, huh? What I don't understand is why Queen Amara ever listened to Garan in the first place, especially 14 years ago before Rayfa was being held hostage. Why would she keep letting the people of Khura'in think she was dead? while she kept quietly performing the rite of channeling for Garan. My mother is a gentle soul by nature and loves her sister dearly, so when Garan told her to hide because Dirk was out to kill her, she believed it. What's more, she did not wish to tarnish the name of her beloved sister. That is why she acquiesced so obediently to Garan's request to keep channeling for her, until she fled with Dirk and was told the truth, that is. So that's what happened. Since Rafa was being held captive, I imagine Amara had no choice but to help cover up the truth behind Inga's murder, yet living secretly as Rafa's servant Nena. No doubt only deepened her love for her daughter. She would do anything to keep her safe. All the more reason to hide the painful truth from her. Well, that was the case for the ages. Prosecutor Sadmati has been cleared of all suspicion in the murder of Minister Inga, as has Mr. Dirk Sadmati in the assassination attempt on Queen Amara. Now then, I think it is high time I handed down my verdict on Dirk and Nayuda Sadmati. Dirk, I hope you're watching. I proved your innocence. Nayuda smiling again, and that revolution you've always dreamed of is finally happening. With this, may I finally say, this court is adjourned. Way to go, Apollo! I was on the edge of my seat when those guards stormed the courtroom. That was a shocker, all right. Can't imagine anything like that happening back home. I know, right? I was ready to go on down there and teach them a lesson myself. Really? I was barely able to hold her back. Hold me back? You were about to go ballistic after a while there, Athena. Yeah, well, I was thinking about helping you smack a few of them down, to be honest. Remind me to never say or do anything to deserve a Maya Athena double suplex. You did a fine job out there today, Apollo. Thanks for all the great advice, Mr. Wright. Now, it was all you. That perseverance and never-say-die attitude you showed was impressive. I actually learned a thing or two myself. What? From me? That's a laugh. There were any number of times where I wouldn't have blamed you for giving up, but you stuck it out to the end and came away triumphant. By sheer force of will, and inner strength forged in countless trials, you overcame the most desperate and hopeless situation I've ever seen. I remember when you were a little kid, and I was Hobo Phoenix, and you knew nothing. And now look at you. I don't know about all that. I mean it. You've really come a long way, Apollo. I mean, okay, in my defense, he's probably thinking it. I have nothing but respect for your abilities as an attorney. Really? Really? Aren't you exaggerating just a little bit, Mr. Wright? You did it, Apollo. You finally won his seal of approval. But what about me, Nick? My channeling's come a long way, too. After all, I was deemed worthy enough to be used in 2 major crimes already. Yeah, and 2 major chances for me to become someone for you to channel next. He's got a point there. Honestly, I couldn't have done this without the support of each and every person here. Mr. Wright, Athena, Nayuda, and of course Dirk. That was pretty cool, Polly. Aw, Trucy? She got in? Trucy? Trucy, what are you doing here? It's magic. I'm afraid she employed the old let's stow away Mr. Edgeworth's suitcase trick. What? That would certainly explain why my suitcase was so heavy. Tell me you at least noticed it was heavier than usual. Trucy, do you even have a passport? My magic panties are an extra-dimensional space. It's like a mini-universe in there. I could produce a passport at the drop of my hat. Right. Maybe some things in this world are better left in mystery. Hornhead! Barbed head! I am forever in your debt for what you've accomplished in this Hall of Justice. Without your presence, I may have never changed as I have this day. It's pathetic, I know. That's where you're wrong, Your Benevolence. It was you who changed yourself. Only you could choose to defy Quran. And that decision was yours and yours alone. That's right, all we did was present you with an opportunity, and you made use of it with gusto. That victory is yours, Your Benevolence. You should be proud of yourself. That's what I keep saying. I see. So I am worthy of my title after all. Ha! Ah ha 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 ha! I shall work to heal our kingdom so that it may know peace and prosperity once more. She sure bounced back quick. So, Your Benevolence, I take it you learned the truth of your origins, that you are the daughter of Dirk and Queen Amara. Yes, my mother. Her Eminence told me. She said it was part of my disciplining. If you can call it that. It sounds more like blackmail. Keep quiet or I'll tell everyone you're the daughter of a criminal. My mother was so insufferable. Or should I say my former mother? So I think there was no love lost there. But she cleared Dirk's name. My true father will no longer be known as a criminal. Therefore I have nothing more to fear. So what's next for the Kingdom of Khura'in? You lost your queen, so... Her Benevolence, Princess Rayfa, will ascend to the throne.
What about
Oh, no, she's just Nina. But she can't channel spirits yet, right? Indeed, which is why I will act as regent on her behalf. Till the day she comes into her own. Yes, your help would be greatly appreciated, Prosecutor Saad. Bruh? Is she going to say what I think she is? What are you looking at, you horn-headed nincompoop? Youch! In any event, I will be assisted by Nayuta and Queen Amara for the time being. Queen Amara? Our country offers console to the rulers of neighboring kingdoms through channeling. This duty I intend to fulfill myself one day, but for now, I will have Queen Amara assist me in that capacity. So then she's going to be alright. Yes, it seems the bullet went straight through her without doing any serious damage. Well, that's a relief. You did it, AJ! Thanks to you, both Dirk and Nayuta beat the charges against them. And you got the revolution rolling to boot! The revolution, Dirk. I guess you were right to believe in me after all. Yes, sir, there's going to be some major changes around here. The legal system's going to return to its rightful state, like how Dirk always wanted. The name of Apollo Justice will go down in Khura'inese history. Ha ha ha, yeah, right. Oh, Nayuta, before I forget, there was something I wanted to give you before I head back home. You wish to give me something? Yes, as Dirk's bird son, I think you should have this. Oh! Please be the right answer. Let me see. Because I'd like to see an actual reaction. You only get one chance, please.
Take that!
This is Dirk's. I have to get back to the States. And I know you're a prosecutor and all. But as the man that's going to change Khura'in, it's only right that you have it. Change Khura'in? Yes, in Dirk's place. Apollo, I'm afraid I must refuse your gift. What? Why? There is something I would like to show you. Huh? What's this all of a sudden? Mr. Wright, won't you and your friends please join us? Sure. So why'd you bring us here, Nayuta? Apollo, I want you to stay here in Khura'in. What? But why? We have lost our queen and our kingdom stands at a crossroads. Most of all, we will need to rebuild our entire legal system. Naturally, that includes the reintroduction of lawyers to the court. Wait, you're not asking me to? Yes, I want you to take over this law office. With you as a lawyer and me as a prosecutor. We shall rebuild Khura'in's legal system from the ground up. You want me to help you rebuild the legal system? That's a lot to take in. Apollo, I cannot do this without you. As a lawyer, you are Dirk's spiritual heir. And having studied in America, your legal knowledge will be indispensable. This is way out of my league. The revolution is still in its infancy, but it was Dirk's dream to restore the legal system to its rightful state. Will you not help me realize that dream? Come on, AJ, you know it's what Dirk would have wanted. Let's do it together. You must be taken aback by my sudden request, but please, of course, I'm honored that you ask. Still, I have my job back at the Right Anything Agency to consider, too. Don't you worry about that, Apollo. Besides, this is something only you can do. Something only I can do. I mean, to be completely honest, our office would be a bit short in firepower without you around. But hey, Mr. Wright. Actually, I'm sorry, but I can't get on board with this. Athena? I mean, there's still so much I want to learn from you, Apollo. That's right, it won't be the same without you. And everyone back home would really miss you too. There's no way I can agree to this. Still, if you really wanted to stay... Yeah, Athena's right, it won't be easy, but... Athena Trucy. Apollo, no one but you can make this decision. Know that I will not question whatever choice you make. Our flight leaves tomorrow morning, Apollo. Think you can make up your mind by then? I'll try. Talk about a difficult decision. Should I go back to the U.S. and continue working at the Right Anything Agency? Are we going to have to make this choice ourselves? Is there, like, 2 different endings? He still doesn't know who his real mom is. It makes me sad. Should I stay in Khura'in and help Nayu to rebuild the legal system? What's the right thing for me to do?
You just took them down, so you have an obligation to help build them back up.
He might be right about that. I think your idea of expanding's good. You're still in the Right Anything Agency. You're just here. Yeah. It's not like we can't visit. The bus to the airport... Yeah, he's a good guide. The bus to the airport will be here any minute. I wonder where Apollo is. Do you think he decided to stay here in Khura'in? I bet he was up all night thinking. This is a life-changing decision after all. But whatever he decides, I'll have to accept it. I guess this means no more courtroom battles alongside him. Hey guys! See, that almost sounds like AJ. I mean, not AJ. Dax, but I think that's... I know that booming voice anywhere. Phew, I made it. Apollo, you're here. Does this mean you're coming home with us? Well, about that. Mr. Wright? Yes? I've made up my mind. Here it is, the moment of truth. I still have so many things to learn from you. But I've decided to stay in Khura'in. You're staying? But I feel like I have to pick up where Dirk left off. I can't let his sacrifice go to waste. I see. Plus, I want to teach others everything you've taught me about being a lawyer, Mr. Wright. Apollo, Dirk's roadmap for the future, and your teachings, I believe that these 2 things will save the people of this kingdom from further unrest. I want to do this. No, I have to do this. Apollo, I've never felt prouder. Proud to have had such an amazing attorney working under me. But someday, I'll return to the U.S. Once the new legal system here is firmly in place, I'll be back. Scout's honor. Will we really see you again, Apollo? You bet, not that I have any idea how long it'll be, but I promise you this, everyone. I'll keep on learning and growing, and I'll come back to the U.S. an even better lawyer. So don't you forget about me. Of course we won't, Apollo. There will always be a spot waiting for you back at the office. In the meantime, we'll be rooting for you, so knock him dead. You got it, Mr. Wright. Trucy. I'm gonna miss you, Polly. But if this is it, then I'm going to support your choice all the way. Thanks, Trucy. Good luck with your magic act. I know you'll do True Kamarie proud. I'll be cheering for you too, Apollo. But don't think you're the only one with room to grow. Next time we meet, you probably won't even recognize me. Ha ha ha, in other words, game on? You bet, and I'm gonna win. I'm gonna miss you too, Apollo, but can't wait to see where your new adventure will take you. Well, there's our bus. I guess this is it, Apollo. I'll never forget everything you've done for me, Mr. Wright. I don't know how I'll ever repay you. Here's to seeing you back in the US again someday. Till then, you know where to find me. The legacy of those who came before us is handed down from parent to child. And from mentor to disciple. We must never stall or stagnate, but continue to grow and change. All that we've been taught, the beliefs and convictions that have been passed down to us, we must continue to nurture them so we in turn can pass them on to the next generation.
Are you really sure you're okay with him staying, boss?
Uh-huh. I always figured he'd leave the nest someday.
Eventually.
Oh, I think they're almost here.
Just a little. Got it. Huh?
Why don't we go and check it out, AJ?
Alexa, stop!
It's funny, you would think Apollo Justice, who took down the Queen, would be able to get like a cooler looking building.
The country's still split. You know.
True, there could still be a... Oh, go on, Mr. Hat, introduce yourself. I'm the amazing Mr. Hat. Nice to meet you. I wanted to take this opportunity to announce my solo debut. Seems Mr. Hat doesn't want Apollo to leave him in the dust. We're fierce rivals, you know. I can't let him hog the spotlight. It's just not the same without Polly, is it? Yeah, I kinda miss him too. I know, we should go visit him in Khura'in. After seeing Mr. Justice in action, I got to thinking, what can I do for Khura'in? Then it came to me, tourism, that's what! I'll develop Khura'in's tourism industry and bring in some more visitors. I'll roll out a night tour centered on the Founder's Orb. Ooh, and make a museum dedicated to the Defiant Dragons. Boy, the ideas just keep on coming. Yeah, I mean, he'll just be the guide. We already got that going for him. And then I just want to see what the overall... Oh. I want to congratulate you on becoming a forensic investigator, Detective Sky. Thank you, but Prosecutor Sanmadhi says he has need of me. So starting tomorrow, I'll be working in Khura'in for a while. Look at it this way, it's sure to be an educational experience. True, plus I can't let that kid show me up either. I'll see what I can do for Khura'in's revolution. Heh. Well, challenges have a way of helping people grow. I look forward to our next investigation upon your return. I want to see what the overall, picture and all, the little preview pic of the next case is, just to get an idea. Darn that forehead face, ever since you revealed the secret behind our teleportation trick. Show requests have totally dried up. We'll be out on the street if we don't find some work soon. Maybe we should take Chusi up on her offer. She said we could make our debut as magicians at the Write Anything Agency. Shut up, I'm gonna show her up someday and on my own terms. Nothing fires you up like a bitter rivalry. Khura'in is just like this child right now, full of life and limitless possibilities. I have faith that Dirk and my darling Thrush will watch over them both. Have no fear, we'll see Dirk's legacy through to the end. And just for Junior there, here's the secret to being a man among men. Behold the Dat's pose. Wow, wow. Oh, it looks like little Faita is saying no thanks. Har har har, come on little guy, don't be shy. His name is Faita. I think he might just be helping out, because she was pregnant. I've been pulling double duty ever since Apollo left, but that's okay. I'm going to make Simon recognize me for the awesome lawyer that I am. She's breaking in her boots. Tisk, Widget, you can do it, and I will. Mr. Wright will be calling me his right-hand woman before you know it. Let's do this. Bucky, how dare you deliver my order in such a sorry state? Don't be mad, Simon. There was a huge party on my stop yesterday, but, should still taste fine. Here, try some. You great big pillock. I just lost my appetite because of you. It's hard to find good help these days. What did you say, old chum? Who's he talking to, old chum? That trial the other day really inspired me. I've even created the Rakugo routine based on Shisho's case. It's a mystery story that'll keep flipping the audience's thinking on its head. It's called The Scary Udon Noodle. Hee hee. You're giving away too much in the title. Keeping the Tornado School going, it's our way of paying penance and repaying our debt to Shisho. And that includes Rakugo training for that kid Owen. Ha ha ha! With my new profound mobility, even ancient ruins and their fancy schmancy Tomb Raider traps are no match for me. Oh, please twirl your mustache. The university where my father worked. One day I'll discover an unknown ancient civilization and dedicate it to him. I'll also be going on a dig in Khura'in soon. That private justice had better not be slacking off. We still gotta see from Rafa and the Yuta. I'm going to be super busy now that I'm the head of the Fae clan. Don't worry, Mystic Maya, I'll do whatever I can to help. Thanks, Pearly. Our first order of business will be to revolutionize Khura'in Village. Do I have an idea? How about opening a store where we can buy new outfits like the city girls wear? Well, look who's all grown up now. But I think there are a few more pressing matters to take care of first. Yeah, you're right. I guess it'll be a while before I get my revolutionary makeover. Mother, now that you have stopped being Nana, I want a new Nana. I wonder if there would be anyone willing to serve you in that capacity. You are quite a handful, after all. I am. With a simple wave of your hand, you would have your attire changed, meals prepared, and even your teeth brushed. I think I put such undue burden upon you, you a great priestess of Khura'in. Fear not, Rafa, you will have plenty of time in which to make amends. Oh, ho, 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 perhaps you could start with one of your famous shoulder rubs? Oh dear. Her benevolence has taken to calling me Braidhead. Even worse, she trembles and her face turns red when she speaks to me. What have I done to deserve such animosity? While it is true that I am merciless within the Hall of Justice, to be given such a dismissive name is entirely uncalled for. Oh, what am I to do? Perhaps I shall consult Apollo about this. Braidhead, barbed head, horned head. How is he doing, Mr. Wright? Great, he's a respectable lawyer in his own right. He even has his own practice called Justice Law Offices. Thank you, this wouldn't have been possible without you. Oh, before I forget, I made a copy of this photo for you. Photo? Oh. Jove. It is so good to see him again. Don't you think it's about time we told him the truth? After all, they've both grown into fine young people now. Yes, you're right. Perhaps it's about time they knew. Is that Lemire? Here's the thing. This game came out in 2016, so it's been 8 years, and the two of them still don't know.
Well, it would have to be linear because she would know who her first husband was, which would be Joe.
Joe. Yeah, because that's the real dad, and she's the mom.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it is about time. Well, they did say that the Ace Attorney series can go on forever. So now that they've got the Great Ace, the first trilogy, the Apollo Justice trilogy, and now Investigation's coming, I say next order of business 2025, Ace Attorney 7 or Great Ace 3. And just for those two, I say Ace Attorney 7, so that way Lemire can be like, hey, just pop in to say I'm your mom, bye, and go.
But in her defense, like, she had this amnesia.
Yeah. I think a lot of people though thought she was going to say something during the 5th or 6th game. Like, didn't happen. So we will see what happens at the end of this. I don't think there's a stinger, but I'm just waiting for this to go, and then I just want to get a nice little picture montage of what the next case is going to be. Hello. Hello. Oh, politician. That freaking guy. Man, Dirk being dead the whole time, though, that was one heck of a swerve. Yeah. Like, he was talking to Apollo, but communing from the dead. He's not there. That was one heck of a thing to happen.
That was pretty similar to hearing about that his father was going to attempted accident.
Yeah. And, you know, during the case, they had me doubting that Queen Durand was ultimately the big bad because I'm like, Amara, yo. And, you know, she had that alibi, which apparently she didn't, once we realized that was Amara doing the channeling. So what you said, like, days ago about her not channeling ended up being exactly what it was. Another scene? Or was that a picture? Ooh, a postcard. Dear Mr. Wright, I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to. Dear Mr. Wright, I can't believe it's already been a few months since I decided to stay. I'm sorry I haven't been good about keeping in touch, but things have been really hectic. Rebuilding a legal system I'm not yet familiar with has been a real challenge, but I will say it's given me plenty of work to keep me busy. You're not giving the autopsy report even a cursory glance, Mr. Justice? Ah ha ha, it's just I have 15 clients on my plate right now. Though I probably shouldn't have accepted all 15 at the same time. Oh, please. Are you going to help me rebuild Krine's legal system or not? If you are, we need to move through this case backlog faster. Yeah, I know, but... Besides, those 15 are only the beginning. There are 10 more awaiting your services. Huh? I too have friends and acquaintances seeking legal representation. I mean that you are the only lawyer in the country. I told him to contact you. I estimate it will only add about 16 clients to your caseload. Huh? Now, wait just 1 minute. I have been handing out advertisements for your new office. They read, from legal advice to investigating extramarital affairs, even yak making. For a limited time only, these services and more are free down at Justice Law offices. I have already received requests from 380 new clients.
The yak milking, maybe?
I'm going to have to say something, aren't I? Oh, I know what he's going to say. Yeah. We didn't get our objection to end and the game yet. Cat, I trust you did your Cords of Steel exercises this morning. Well, go on. There's no need to hold back. Ha 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 ha. Now that you mention it, we have yet to hear you shout today. Yes, and I have grown quite drowsy from these tedious proceedings. I could use a loud something to wake me up. Do not disappoint me, Hornhead. There's really only one thing to say at a time like this. It's a word I've said countless times in my career, but one I'll never tire of.
Objection!
Poor Dirk.
Poor Dirk. I'm glad Rayful could smile again. I felt so bad for her at the end. But she found her way. Okay, so I do want to see... So it looks like we're going to be going to America for this next case. Man, I cannot believe we got to the end of the base game. And now we just have one more case to go. It only took us 6 months.
Who is it?
Yeah, we were.
Didn't you go through this thing?
Honestly, this game went by a lot faster.
Couldn't get lazy?
I think Dual Destinies took us a little longer, especially with all the stuff going on, you know, at my old job and all of it. It took a little while to get it all finished. Plus, I was also playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, so a lot of time was spent doing that. Who is? Let's see.
That's probably so. I guess I thought for a while he looked like Dirk, but
Yeah, but he was his own guy. But it makes sense, because it would be weird if Lemire somehow was also with Dirk before he was with Queen Amara. Like, I don't know.
yeah, but like if he had thought Amara was dead and left and got her.
I suppose.
One supposed to move out and he's just dead.
Dirk?
And they called the place in America where they live California.
Yeah, I think I've heard that. Because we don't really know where the heck. I liked all the cross-examination music in those. Yeah, and I'll have something as well. Just looking at some of this stuff. Yeah, but it can't be a video game where he can get hurt, or else I'll be sad.
Well, just like goes from place to place, making it better.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, like things are bad, he walks in and everyone melts. I call it communication.
Oh.
Larger.
Where's that, where's the song for when you're doing the, divination sequence?
He's not gonna see.
I cannot believe the flippin', could this name get any longer and more pompous? That is one heck of a... Anyway. Okay. Next case will be the bonus case. But until then, that's it for the base game of Spirit of Justice.